Uneasy, dissatisfied, there is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.
Well, hello and welcome back. Happy Friday to you. Let's check the comments. Anybody here yet? Not yet. We'll see who will be first. But thanks for hanging out, guys. Today, we'll be drawing The Last Ronin from TMNT. Recently came across this. I didn't pick it up when it first came out. I was kind of like, I honestly didn't love the artwork, and I get stuff because of the art, and so I wasn't like, first impression wasn't like, oh, this is amazing, I got to get it. But then I saw this in the store. I picked it up. I was flipping through. I was like, all right. And after looking at some Lineal U stuff, I was like, yeah, I see some like Lineal U vibes in there. So I gave it a try, gave it a chance, and I really enjoyed it. So I'm inspired. So this is what we're gonna draw. So what we're gonna do though, I'm gonna go like from start to finish. So I'm going to do my rough, how I'd normally do a rough, and then I'm going to blow it up, and then I'm going to ink it on 11x17. So we're going to do this like legit. It might take a few weeks, and then I might even color it. So start to finish, I'll show you my process, how I go about it, and all that good stuff. So that's what we'll be doing today. Greetings and welcome, and thanks for joining. Real quick, if you guys were here a few weeks ago, I did the Scarlet Witch. So let me take you on over to my website. And if you guys haven't been here, check it out. It's got all different stuff on here. The Shadow Sentry Origins campaign still going on right now. And then I also just launched the Hopscotch Halloween trading card set. I'll show you that real quick. So this is 10 cards done by myself. And it's not coming up because it's loading the image. But Gabriel Geske, Matt Cosson, he did the Sweet Witch there. Gabriel did these two. And then Anthony Figueroa did these three, and then I did the other 4. Still one coming. All right, it's not loading because it's being stupid. But, oh, there it goes. It's a big file, apparently. Oh, well. No biggie. Go check it out for yourself. My internet's slow because I'm streaming. But if you come over here, here's the Scarlet Witch I finished the other week. I colored that. Here's a new Ahsoka Tano. But if you click on the image, it will take you to my website. And boom. This right now is half off. So it's $10 instead of 20 if you want the paper 11x17 print. But if you come over here, just add a new prints, you'll see all that goodness. But yeah, so a lot of times if I do artwork, commissions, whatever, sometimes they'll show up here. But Fan Art Friday stuff, here's Scarlet Witch. So yeah, so go check it out. If you like the Scarlet Witch, she's available. $20. She was 10. I always do, as soon as they hit the website, I do them for half off. So you got to be quick and get that flash sale if you want that. All right, so that is that. Oh, and then also, all right, so that's that. Back to Ronin. So finished the book, liked it. What I always do to get inspired, I will go check out, covers and stuff. So I came over here, I was looking at some covers. This one is really cool. Lee and Hook, if that's how you say it. Really awesome artwork. He's got another one that was really cool. This one's in the book. I'll show you this one. This one's awesome. Ben Harvey. This one is sick. I really enjoyed that one. That one was cool. There's another Lee and Hulk one that was really good. Where is it? How far down did I go? Wow. So here you go. This one is really cool. So I like this idea of having the other three behind them, kind of like, like Force Ghosts or something. So I'm going to do something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take TMNT #1 and have these three up on the ledge in their same poses. And then I'm going to have Mikey down here, in some sort of pose as well. Yeah, so check this out. This is really cool. And I'm sorry if it's really small on the screen. I can't focus too much, but this is really rad. And then I came over here and I found this sweet, check out this sweet statue. This is so cool. So I get lots of inspiration from statues and stuff. And that's just a really good pose too. So that might be something I have to try. Yeah, so this is how I get my ideas. This is how I brainstorm. I'll look at other people's stuff. And then too, it's good to know, like, all right, what's out there, what's been done, what not to do, and what not to get accused of swiping or something. This is rad. Don't know who did that, but that's cool. Yeah, so lots and lots of covers they did on this run. They're all awesome. I really liked, what's his name? John Boyd Myers. I think his is in the book. We can check that out. But anywho, all right. So let's move on over to the drawing board and get going. All right. Any more cool ones to look at? No, I think there is plenty, but you'll have to go check them out. Who's this? Oh, Sajjad. Sajjad Shah. Yeah. I just did a Monday motivational thing through his little book. Check that out. That's sweet. Okay, here we go. Let's go over to the drawing table and let's get going. BB, what's up? Welcome. How are you? All right, I'm gonna remove this and let's go move over to the table. Boom. All right. So here's the one from last week. Dun, dun, dun. So I still have to do the background. Did not get a chance to do that, but I'm just using this for focusing purposes. It's got to have something to focus on. Let's put that there. All right. So let's check out. Let's check out the book. Let's check out this awesome Ben Harvey cover. Ooh, look at that glare. But this one is awesome. Love guys who can paint. I cannot paint. This is a little bit of, I think it's painting. No, it's not. Got line work with just sweet colors. Very cool. This one is awesome. I don't know if the John Boy Myers one is in here. I thought it was. Let's take a quick peek. That's cool. It's red. Dun, dun, dun. So this is Esau and Isaac Escorza. They're the artists on the book. Okay, it's not in here. Bummer. They have a book of just all the covers they did for this series. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty thick, but I did not get that. But that's what Google's for if I want to look at covers. But yeah, go check out the John Boy Meyer cover. It's really cool. But all right, so dun, dun, dun. I told you my idea. My first thoughts on approaching this is going for the good old TMNT #1 cover. So because you have Raph, you have Donnie and Leo, like right here, and then Mikey's in the back. I'm like, well, I'll put Mikey in the foreground down below, and I'll have them like perched up above them, like behind him. So they won't be like the main focus, but I'll get the draw suite. Mikey is the Ronin, and then them three in the back at the top. So that's my thought there. There's another image. So if you're unfamiliar with that cover, TMNT #1, boom. That's what I'll be doing, because it's like you get the first and then you got the last Ronin. So I thought that would be sweet. So that's what I'm gonna do. Now I just get to sketch it out. So this is what I do all my pages on. It's 8.5 by 11. I have a border that I made, so I'll just print this out. And when I do my pages and my roughs for my comic, this is what I work on. So here's like a sample page, page 11 for the book I'm working on. And I'll rough it out. I can make mistakes. I can, just go crazy. And but I like working at this size. Sometimes I'll do thumbnails just to kind of get the page flow and the mini layout done, and then I'll start here and I'll work on that. But it just helps me. It's a little bit bigger. It's almost actual comic page size. So here is this is a metal print, almost a comic size. Well, basically, if you take off the trim marks, yeah, it's right there. So pretty much a comic page size. And I like this because I can see it. I can draw better when it's smaller versus when it's like all blown up. So I draw small, blow it up, and then I ink it. So okay. Blah 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 blah. Where's my pencil? So here we go. Start to finish. Here we go. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna angle this a bit. See if that angle. So I can probably, the angle might be a little different. So we're kind of like, and then put another ledge down here that he will be on. Something like that. So oops, that's my H. I don't want H. Give me my 3B. Just gotta see what I'm doing here. All right, so that's a pretty good angle. As long as I can fit them in and they're not too squished or kind of getting cropped off there, but just rough, loose. Something like that. I'm going to draw the bricks like he did. All right, so there's that. Okay, let's get rid of the ruler. Don't need no ruler yet. Okay, so I'm going to draw these guys first, and I'm going to do the same poses, maybe a little different. I'm just going to like block them in at first. Okay, and is that Donnie or Leo? It looks like Leo, but why does his swords look all weird? Oh, I guess it's just the way he drew it. Like the swords kind of look like Donnie's bow staff, but it's just because the way he drew it and all those lines on there. All right. I got you. I see you. All right, so again, just blocking it in rough, kind of getting the forms down. I love looking back at Eastman and Laird's original stuff. The turtles are just like so stocky and like stumpy almost. And that's, you know, I kind of grew up drawing the 8 heads, you know, classical idealistic version of people. So whenever I drew the turtles, you know, they were like kind of the same, you know, 8 heads high, classic, big dudes. But looking at these guys, it's cool. It's cool to see their original version and just their take on them, how they changed. And then the cool thing too about the Last Ronin, Mikey, it's like the mutation has evolved, so it's like he's gotten bigger and stronger through the years, and that kind of makes it cool. Like he's a little more menacing and bigger. It's pretty rad. All right, hands here. So, and then if ever I run into the issue where I'm kind of cropping things off or it's not fitting, what I can do is basically just move my border over as I need it. So it's just a guide. It doesn't have to stay there. So if I feel like Donnie's getting cropped off, I'll just scoot the image over and I'll just draw past the border, and I will make it work. So, okay, so let's see. He's kind of hunched over. Dun, dun, dun. Kind of stance like this. Kind of giving his bandana a little more flying back there. So I'll change it a little bit, but this is, you know, me just trying to get down the original, make it work. See, Donnie has what looks like to be a sword in the back of his shell. Huh. All right, whatever. Typically, he's only got one bow staff. But I'm not going to sweat it. I'm just going to go with it. And then Raph, he's ducked down over here. This cool pose. Sai off to the side. Dun, dun, dun. Because at a upward angle, I'm going to draw his arm back. I got to always remind myself, okay, I'm drawing at an upward angle. It could be easy to forget what I'm doing here. All right, FedEx is here. I wonder if they're giving me my art supplies today. That'd be sweet. I was just wondering about that. Like, where's my art supplies? They usually get here pretty quick. All right. Dun, dun, dun. All right. His knee is going to be up here. So that fills in pretty good. And then buildings in the background. It's funny how quick they did like the buildings in the background on this cover. Like it's like just hints. Just hints. It's cool. It's cool. All right. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, so that's a rough. Let's check the chat. See who's here. Lighthawk's in the house. What's up, BB? Bum, 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 bum. BB, when are you drawing the spot from Across the Spider-Verse? I will do that right now. Eric Notowski, how are you doing today? I shared this live stream out to Gary Shipman Discord server. Thank you, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Let me bring this down. Maybe you can. All right, so you can kind of see that rough a little bit better. All right. We're going to draw the spot for BB. We're going to draw the spot. Let's see here. Let me get a picture real quick. Uh-huh. Boom. There he is. Okay. Just had to remember what his face looked like. Okay. We're going to draw the spot. The only thing I remember about him is he was like super tall and like lanky. All right. Okay. And he looked like a Dalmatian. That's what I remember. He reminded me of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen Zero. I think his name was Zero. It was from, he was like Strife's right-hand man in the, I don't know how often he appeared, but he was in the Cable run that John Romita Jr. did that I really love. But he's kind of like I think he was a teleporting guy, but his name was Zero, and he kind of had a big black dot on his face. That was him. All right, so let's go. Let's go with this. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. All right, then we go to the big marker. Good thing I ordered more black markers because this one is running out. So I'm kind of bummed, but Prismacolor markers, you used to be able to buy them individually, but you can't do that anymore. They're only selling them as marker packs, and so you got to buy like the whole pack. So got to figure out if I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna try something different. Am I gonna go with Copic? Am I gonna make the jump or am I just gonna buy the packs? I don't know. Still figuring it out. But I did get some more black markers because I use these a lot for my pages, just to kind of fill in my blacks. And it is what do you call it? It won't discolor over time. It's a good black. It's not like a Sharpie. Sharpies will discolor, turn purple over time, but these markers will not. Okay, there we go, BB. There he is. The spot from across the Spider-Verse, and it didn't bleed through on my paper. Yay! That would have sucked. It's a good thing I used the thicker paper. All right, so there you go. There's the spot. Let's check the chat, and then we'll get back going on TMNT. Thank you, Eric. You are welcome. Have you heard of the FNAF movie that was released in October? I don't think so. This was released on Friday last week. Never seen it though yet. How are you doing today, Bibiana? What is FNAF? Not sure what that is. Five Nights at Freddy's. I've never really been into that. Heard about it, but not really into it. Seen on Google that the is a horror movie. It's a thrilling movie, rated PG-13. Springtrap looks badass in that movie. Nice spot drawing, Eric. I swear he could even draw an entire comic book strip with his skills. I have drawn an entire comic book. I mean, if you're talking about... See, when I hear comic book strip, I think of like a Sunday morning comic book kind of thing, not so much a comic book. Like a strip is more like the quick little ones or something, but I hear you. I get you. Are you drawing Spot today for the stream? No, I am not. Nice. Brian Shear's also live drawing with Siege, Eric. Oh, nice. Very cool. I like Siege. Siege is fun. I have not been on the Wednesday Drawn and Quartered in a bit, but I saw Siege was there. Matt Weldon was there on Wednesday. It's been a long time since he's been on there. But yeah, that would have been fun. And they're doing Kit Carter, Aaron Lepresti's Kit Carter, so that would have been super fun. Wednesdays are hard for me though. So yeah, we were actually, if you guys remember, I was supposed to be camping today and I was going to cancel the stream, but our camping trip got canceled actually. My kids are in a play and they, long story short, we couldn't miss another practice or we probably would have been kicked out and didn't want to do that. So here I am. Okay. So let me rough in what I'm thinking for Michelangelo in the foreground, the Last Ronin. Go back over to my thing here. Dun, dun, dun. Take one other peek at this cool statue because I dig it. So the momentum, typically you want it going this way, which I could still do, and have him over here. I can make him a little smaller. Let's go a little smaller. So you don't want to cut it off right on that line. That'll be a tangent. So we'll go just a tad bigger. And he's going to be... See, I feel like we're going to need to go smaller because I don't want to cut off his arm. But let's see here. This is why we rough it. This is why we rough it. Gotta have the hood on. the book, the hood, let's see. In the statue I'm looking at, he gave the hood more of a like a Moon Knight kind of look on the hood, like it kind of swoops down in front of his face. But in the book, he does not have that kind of hood. So artist choice. I want to see more of his face, so I'm going to go typical hood. So let's see here. Let's go a little smaller. Leg, body. Maybe across this way, head down. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. And hood's kind of like this. What was interesting about I guess it was probably more the artist than the anyway, the look of Mikey, like you couldn't even really tell in the book that he had a shell, which I always remember their shells being like pretty big and bulbous. And even in the cartoon, I feel like they're pretty noticeable, right? But I mean, he had like a jacket on and you really couldn't even tell he had a shell back there, which was interesting. So yeah, just something I noticed. Like, huh, decided not to go with the big shell. And two, I mean, like I said, he's mutating and he's getting bigger and stronger, but his shell kind of got slimmer. Maybe his shell didn't grow. Maybe he just did. I don't know. All right. So let's see. He's leaning over. I think I want broader shoulders. And then instead of going all the way across the page, we're going to go, I want his hand to end up over here. So it's going to be kind of cocked back and then one of these behind but forward motions here. Something like this. And then he'll have some sort of weapon in his hands. And then, yep, his toes are shooting out of there. I'm going to maybe do his toes up in the foreground. He's stepping forward. That would be cool. I think that would be cool. Yeah. So like I said, if I kind of want him to be a little bigger, maybe a little higher. So rather than erasing everything, and I like this pose. So what I can do after I draw it, this is just going to be a sketch, but I could literally just kind of crop it and shift them up in Photoshop if I want to just kind of move things ever so slightly. Rather than erasing everything and starting from scratch, I can just do that if I think I could do something better. So you kind of have that. It's easier to do it that way. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so I like that pose. So let's see here. Dun, dun, dun. So here we go. Let's zoom in here. So turtles up top. This is the same. These are like very similar poses to TMNT #1 cover from Kevin Eastman. And then down below, you got the Last Ronin. And he's down there, crouched down. I got to give him his weapons and do his outfit. But that is the basic idea. There's a lot of building over here. So I can got to figure out what I could do over there. I could do like a cool glow on the building. I could even put a poster over here and like, I don't know, do a TMNT poster or something. That'd be kind of cool. Or or in the book, the I think it's Hiroto is like the he's the big baddie, but he like kind of rules the city. So I could put a poster of him on there or something. But thoughts, something to activate that space. That's kind of like a dead space. And it's pretty big. So, like I said, if I move him up and shift that over, that could probably take care of that. So that's what I might do actually. I'm gonna shift the entire image over and make sure that I draw all this. Okay. All right. So that is my rough. And now I need to go in and tighten that rough up. So it's at least ready for some sort of finalizing. All right. Let me sharpen my pencil here. If I remember right, this pencil sharpener is horrible. One thing I do not own is a very good pencil sharpener. I could use a knife, but let's just see how this works here. Just need a little bit sharper. So what I like to do is, so I have, oh wow, it's gone. I was using it. Oh, here it is. So this is a, I think this is like a 2B or 3B. It's pretty dark if you press. But what I'll do after I get my rough down, I'll go over it in this type of pencil. And then, yeah, if I want to do things a little darker. But for now, and what I'll do, so I will ink my rough, actually. I'll either do it with a ballpoint pen or microns, depending on how I'm feeling. But yeah, so let's go ahead and clean this up. Let's go back to that. All right, so we got these here. This is where I'll add in the muscles and kind of be more precise with what I'm doing here. Still rough and sketchy, but at least I got to get all the information I need. And get the belts in there. The knee pads in there. And so if I'm going to color this, I'm going to make the turtles like kind of like that blue glow, like the ghostly kind of turtles. I think that'll look cool. Just ever so slightly though, I think. Get a good balance in there. And since, again, got to remember we're looking up at them. All right, let's see here. Remember, 3 fingers. All right, there we go. Leo's swords, and then he's got the other back here. He's the leader, so he's got to be out front. And I'll put that behind there. There we go. And then here's a nice tangent. It's not perfect tangent, but it's like, here's the building edge, and then it's kind of going down with his shell there. I'll have to make that more pronounced, or this could all actually be in shadow, so that might not even matter, but just something I gotta keep an eye out for. All right, Donnie. Here comes Donnie. Bringing up the side here. The Ninja Turtles, man, they're so like iconic. They are. I mean, they've got staying power, man. They're going to be around for a while. Just got another movie that came out, and like, yeah, man. Eastman's not getting any of the. I don't know if he's getting any more of the money from the movies, but still rolling with the comics. Although even then, I don't know if he sold all the rights. I wonder how that works, because I know when I met him, and at the IDW, well, it was actually the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Museum at Liberty Station, he was just saying like how the the money and all that stuff for the Ninja Turtles, like, that kind of dried up a long time ago, because they sold the rights way back when, and so yeah, I don't even know how that works. If he sold the rights to it, like, I don't know if he gets any of the money, if it's just kind of like he does work for hire now. Because I mean, if he doesn't own the rights to it, then that means he wouldn't see any of the money really from movies or comics or anything. So yeah, I wonder how that works. But anywho, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, man, they are, I'd say, icons of pop culture. You could step outside and wear a TMNT shirt or say some kind of line from the movie, and people will be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. So I think they're going to be around for a long time. Now we just need to get some better movies. That would be nice. Okay, so he's got this one going to the side. So this should be in. Let's go with that. Let's do a little strap-a-rooney here. Actually, that would not go there. All right, so there you go. Man, that is not focusing. Come on, camera. That's why I gotta have this over here. But yeah, let's see. Just gonna focus. There you go. Kind of see what I'm doing over there. So now I gotta do RAF. Just kind of tightening that up a little bit. Okay, so this is, he's got it going this way. And then, let's see, gosh, his thumb would be on the bottom. That's how you hold your sai if you're a ninja. This one's going down. Kind of give him that traditional head shape with the funky mouth look. That's just kind of always how I drew my turtles. Round heads, more cartoony. I grew up in the 80s, so of course I, grew up with the cartoon. I give them the more cartoony look. All right. Maybe a little more neck. I don't know. Maybe I figure that one out there. Not so far out on the arm. Okay, there's his bandana, and then make his flowing out there. Buildings, rough buildings, silhouettes, nothing crazy. Some shell in there. His belt would be down here. I feel like Donnie has a strap across his back too. All right, let's do that. Okay. And I'm probably going to do a little more silhouette kind of look with these guys because that's how Eastman did it. So I'll kind of go a little nod to that as well. But you can kind of see where I'm going here. And didn't really give him any wrist, but it's all right. Okay, so that's the Eric Donatowski version of TMNT #1 cover from Eastman. If my camera wants to focus on that. If it does. Dun, dun, dun. Focus. Focus. There we go. Okay. Switch it over here. Boom. There we go. So that's my rough. And now let's work on this dude. Rough in the Last Ronin. Okay. Let's check the chat. See what's going on. We'll do that. 45-ish minutes in. Corey Barton, what's going on? What's up, man? All right, let me go back up here. What I miss? What I miss? Who is Brian Shearer? Nighthawk will tell you. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't know a Transformers comic book artist like him had a channel. Indeed, he does. My Sketch, what's going on? Just popped in. Say hello. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Corey Barton in the house. What's going on, man? So today I'm doing The Last Ronin. If I'm going to make this into some sort of print or something, so I'm doing the rough today, and it's kind of like an ode to #1, and then so you got the first and you got the last. So that's my idea. So next I'll be roughing out The Last Ronin, Michelangelo. Yeah. So that's what's going on. Looks cool so far. Corey Barton, you're welcome. I agree. Eric draws some nice Ninja Turtles. Nice Ninja Turtles drawing, Eric. Thanks, man. Do. He should draw the comics for IDW and Kevin Eastman. That would be cool. Yeah, I dig Ninja Turtles, man. They're fun. What's new with Corey? What made you want to draw The Last Ronin, Eric? Only because I just finished reading this book. So I recently bought this and I recently read it. So yeah, it wasn't a super quick read, but I got through it. As I mentioned earlier, I saw when it first came out, the comics didn't really stand out to me, or the artwork didn't really speak to me. So I kind of passed on it. And then I recently saw this in the store and I flipped through it and I was like, you know what, I'll give it a shot. A lot of the artists and the artwork that were done for the covers were really awesome. And I started seeing people's artwork for it and I was like, you know what, let me check it out. This piece is amazing. This is Ben Harvey, but I love that. So yeah, so I read it. Very cool. It was fun. I love kind of like the, it's kind of a newer. I guess Ninja Turtles have kind of been sci-fi, but it's kind of like future-y. Still some of the same characters. April shows up. She's pretty old, which is kind of funny to see an old April O'Neil. But yeah, so it was a cool story. So it just inspired me to draw some turtles because why not? I love turtles. Love drawing the turtles, and any excuse to draw the Ninja Turtles is a good excuse. So we're going for it. So dun, 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 that's what we're drawing. Like I said, we're going to go start to finish on this one. So I'm doing the roughs, and then we're going to go all the way to maybe colors. We'll see. I'll take you through the whole process. So this is my rough, and then I will blow this up on 11 by 17, and I'll ink it. So something I've never done. Could be fun. So what do you think? Should we do it? Should we do it? All right. I need some reference for this again. Let me, boom. Okay. All right. So now, question is, how do I want, what weapons do I want him holding? Dun, dun, dun. So this knee has got the knee pad on it. And he's got something on here. Not quite sure what, but we'll draw a little something. He's kind of more geared up than normal. It's pretty rad. He's got the goggles down here. And let's get his eyes in the right spot here. I think I want him nice and angled down. Something like that. His mask is black, which is cool. It's just a cool black mask. And let's see here. I'm going to go just slightly with the mouth. Maybe hint at some teeth, if I can get that in there. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Get some teeth in there. Don't draw on the paper underneath, Eric. Don't do that. All right, goggles are kind of square, so I can get some goggles going. All right. It's got some sweet shoulder pads, so I'm gonna beef them up a bit. And okay, what else we got? And let's see. We'll go one more. Could always subtract one if we want, but all right. Weapon, I'm thinking, well, let's see. If we do the weapon or the sign in his hand, it's going to go on his face, so we don't want that. So, I mean, I could do a bow staff and kind of fill in that area. It's an idea. Or a sword. Could do a sword. Or we could, let's see, we could kind of, if I did the sai, I could angle it kind of this way and basically have it going, this way. That would work. Or even he has this other new kind of thing that he uses. I could put that in there. Don't know what it's called, but it's like a staff kind of thing, but it's just a little different. I like that. I like that. I like that motion. I kind of wanted to keep it, you know, to the original Turtles weapons, but it's all right. We're gonna go like this. I kind of like this angle better. So he's got that. That'll fill in the space good. Get his arm in there. He's got a jacket on. There's some sweet things over here. So kind of same kind of stuff as the his shoulder pads. His jacket is, let's see, it's kind of like this. And it's got these guys going across, keeping it together. Bump, 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 bump. And then, of course, the pouches. Oh, yeah, gotta have the pouches. Pouches, have that flying. There we go. Oh yeah, that's showing up real good. All right. What else? Pouches. Let's see, did I miss anything? Oh yeah. So, and then here you go. See, look. This, so he's got the bow staff behind his back. Boom. So now there we go. That will fill in that area nicely. And then he has a sword too, but we don't want the sword going right up into Leo. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, I could put the sword in this hand. I could. That might work if I do it at the right angle. Let's see here. If I do this at the right angle, it's like this. If you're going to have lines converging, you want to do it at like an X or like even perpendicular, you know, like a cross or an X. You don't want to tangents form when you do it, you know, the same direction. So this could work. And then I could do it kind of coming out at us. Then the only thing is we cover up his hands. Do I want to do that? Not necessarily. But let's see how it works. This is why we rough it out. So got this. There's that. Big old square hilt. Handguard thing, whatever that's called. So if I did that, we would lose this. Let's see what it would look like. Let's take it out, see if I like it. I gotta see it to know if I like it or not. Because otherwise we could do a sigh, which would probably be tucked under, kind of go in this direction. Which could work. But I like the energy of him kind of like popping out of the frame too. They're kind of secondary, right? He's the main focus. So I kind of like this. I kind of like that. And then this fills this in nicely. Let's do this too. Let's get this at an angle. So it's kind of like, we could even have it come down here if we want. Kind of something like that. How's that look? That looks cool. Maybe not such a crazy angle, but you get the idea. I like that angle rather than straight. Kind of curved a little bit. All right. I'll get a reference for this thing, but it's kind kind of like that. I think it can electrocute people. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But it's like pretty cool. All right, so toes. If we're gonna get some toes in there, I feel like you got to get some Ninja Turtle toes in there. Get the toes in there when you can. Don't be afraid. Throw them in there. All right, and then this leg will be back here. Boom. We could do some. We can stick some nunchucks in here if we wanted. Do that, kind of fill in this space a little bit. Okay. So there's my basic rough. So from this point, it just becomes, okay, now I gotta start putting in my shading and dropping all the other little kind of like nicks and markings and all that junk. So, and that's pretty much what I do when I go to finalize it and I ink it. So a lot of that stuff I'll just kind of do on the fly. But like this would be in shadow. This would be in shadow. This would pretty much be in shadow as well. Let's go in this direction. And let's see here. Could bring up his belt a little bit, actually. Could do that. And then maybe not so long on that. Okay. As long as we're filling in the space good and avoiding any tangents. This is pretty close to that line, but not touching. Not touching. All right. All right, so if we're keeping this sword, let's see here. It's kind of a short sword from the looks of it, but again, if it's coming out at us, it's going to be foreshortened, so just got to sell it. Might want to go thicker on this. Let's see. I mean, if we could go, I could avoid his hands and just go like super duper crazy with the angle. I could, and just kind of go like this with it, like super crazy perspective. Could do that because I like these hands. I like seeing what he's doing over here. I like seeing his hands, so I kind of want to keep that if I can. So let's go with that. We'll go super foreshortened, popping out even more, and let's get this right. Square. There's the bottom, and then hands probably in shadow. This stuff here. Boom. All right, so there we go. That is our rough. This I'm not going to worry about. If anything, this will just kind of be lit up from the light below. So add some color change over here. So like green or pink or purple. And then all back here, this could be in shadow. Kind of fading down some shadow back here. Right, and then could even do like his shadow on the back wall if you want to do that. I don't know. Something like that. Okay, so there you go. Our rough is complete. Now I go to inking. However I do that, it would either be a ballpoint pen or with my microns. Kind of feeling more of the microns right now, so let's do the microns. Let me check the chat, and we will get going on that. All right, let's come back here. Let's go back there. North. All right, past master Dan in the house. Nunchaku. All right, let me go back up to the top. What I missed. Past master Dan. A sci-fi book I'm working on. Been posting it on Twitter. Yes. Check it out, Nighthawk. Do not miss it. It is cool. Got a sweet chick with guns and lasers and all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, man, it's looking awesome. I eagerly await any more art you post. And Clayton too. I saw he posted something recently. A pic he did. I think it was her. It was like, and then I think you colored it or he colored it, but looking awesome, man. Super cool. Do it. Since I can't commission you because I'm only 13, then could another person commission you my request instead of me, Nighthawk? Well, you could just DM me on Twitter, or if you're on Twitter, shoot me a DM and we'll talk. We could figure it out if you want to do something. This looks like official TMNT art already. You. Boom, 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 boom. Hail nerds! Creators Outlet, what's going on, man? Welcome, welcome. When a chucker becomes proficient, he's required to make his own set of nunchucks. Ah, interesting. I did not know that. Very cool. Well, I'm sure then Michelangelo has graduated to that and created his own nunchucks. You can message me directly on my Instagram. Yeah, or you could message me. Don't message Nighthawk. Message me, and then we'll figure it out. All my links are in the description. Shoot me a message. We'll figure it out. We'll get you situated. Yeah. All right. That brings us up to speed. I like the drawing so far. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do microns. So I've been roughing out my pages for Shadow Sentry Origins, the Commander Noble thing, and so I've been doing like a 1, so like very light line work, and then thick blacks. So I kind of like this, how this is turning out, and then even like you get your small panels. There's like a certain level of detail, but yet not too much detail. So this is kind of how I approach my roughs. Like I want the information there, but I like it light. I like it rough. So that's kind of what I would do here. I'll put my shadows in where I want, but I just do all the line work, get that all situated. So let's go with, I've been liking the 1. Let's go with the 1. We'll do like a 1 or a 2. Because then when I actually go to ink it, I can beef up the lines as I see, so I might not be getting that information right now, but at least I can see it and I can adjust it as needed. And then as I go, I can put in, let's see. So I'm trying to think, how the heck would you, a sai, if you're going to hold it, you got to have your thumb over it. So his thumb should be over this here. There should be a thumb here. You got to hold it into place somehow. All right, I'm going to use a ruler on that. I don't want to screw that up. And then let's see. Let's go big or go home. We're going to just go thick on that. Oh, I didn't put his mask in here. Gotta get his mask in there. Should I do a round head or flat head? Here, let's see. I think I usually go round. Like I said, I'm more the cartoony dude, but yeah, the original guys had more round heads. Either way, artist choice, but I was just thinking maybe I could do more of a flat head on Raph. A little shorter. We'll go a little thinner, shorter up there. So again, I'm just throwing lines down pretty quick. Kind of retains that nice roughness, that sketchiness to it. Get that thumb in there again. There we go. This one, I'm gonna just go for it. I will go back over it with a ruler when I really ink it, so I guess it's all good if I screw it up. It's only a rough. It's only a rough. Yeah, so, you know, here, let me show you. Kevin Eastman and Laird, their cover was very, like, the turtles are, like, just super sketched, lots of lines. Pretty dark, too, you know? So I got to figure out if I want to go, like, super detailed on the line work on them, or, because I don't think I want to do full black, like, silhouettes. So I think I want to do, I don't know, because I could technically, we'll see then again too, you got to think about colors, right? So if I'm going to do the kind of ghostly look to them, I really don't want a whole lot of lines. That'll kind of just, if they're going to be like blue and glowing, you almost want simpler line work. So that's why I got to figure out how I'm going to approach it in the colors, because yeah, you might lose all that detail you put in there if you're going to color it and kind of do like a blue kind of glow, like, you know, like a Force Ghost type look. So yeah, I'm just going to keep it simple, and then I'll figure that out, because there's a point where you could do too much work and then you're like, oh crap. You just, you lose it anyway, because you're doing something funky in colors or something. So I'm just gonna go simple here. Maybe just put in some shadows and yeah. Then too, it's like, do I even want to do that in the rough stage? It's a pretty long sigh. I like when they're long. I don't like the super short, stumpy ones. And do I want to give them their little thing with their letter on it? I don't know if I want to do that. They didn't have that in the beginning, so I might not do that. I don't think I'm gonna, because you know who they are. They got their weapons. You know who they are. So I think I'm just gonna go like that. Now, this would be in shadow. I'm not gonna mess with that. And go like this. Hint at some ribs if I want to throw ribs in there. Let's see. Leg. Belt. If anything, we'll do a little one of those deals. More shell. That. Okay, one down. 3 more to go. There's that. Next up, Leonardo. I think growing up, my favorite was Michelangelo, but then I slowly kind of liked Raphael more. Because, Mikey's the funny one. But then I'm like, if I'm a Ninja Turtle, I'm probably Raphael, because I have I'm a hothead and lose my temper pretty quick. So I'm probably more like Raph. But yeah. And it's interesting that they went with Michelangelo to be the Last Ronin, because yeah, you'd almost think it would be Raph. But it wasn't. It was Michelangelo. So I wonder how they came to that idea. Or who would it be? The last man standing would be Michelangelo. Pretty interesting. Wonder what the thought process was there. Did it have anything to do with him being a favorite or what? I'm curious now. I want to know. Roughing that tricep there. Just kind of. Might want to go darker on those muscles. We'll see. Bam. I watched The Hurt Locker last night. If you guys have ever seen that, that's a good movie. It's I think that was the first movie I saw Jeremy Renner in. But yeah, it was really good. Kind of soaking up all the different post 9/11 movies just for getting reference and stuff. Been drawing a lot of Humvees, a lot of Marines and stuff. So trying to get as much info and reference as I can. But yeah, good movie, man. Suspenseful, but it's good. I told my wife this morning, I'm like, yeah, it's a good movie, but you wouldn't like it because it's very suspenseful. She's not into the high suspense movies. I'm like, yeah, he's a bomb diffuser. She's like, no, I'm good. It's like, I knew you'd say that. It was sad though. He not leaves his family, but basically leaves his family to go back for another tour. I don't know if it said how many tours he did, but yeah, he ditches his family to go back, and basically says because he loves it more than his family. It's pretty sad. He was a badass at his job, but I mean, come on, man. But yeah. Diffuse 800 and something bombs. Yep. The other actor, I'm trying to remember his name. He couldn't hack it. He got blown up first scene in the movie. What is his name? I forget. I want to say Pierce something. He was in Iron Man 3 as the villain. I can't remember his name. Anywho. Okay. And then, all right, so this sword is going to be right here. If we go this way with it, so I'm going to make sure his leg goes all the way over. No tangents. No tangents. It's going to go all the way over. Get the little tail in there. They had tails right in the beginning. They had those crazy tails that hung down. Let's see. Let's see if they're in this image. Yeah, a little bit. Yep, they got the tails. They kind of dropped off after a while. Or maybe it was the cartoon's fault. They kind of just went bye-bye. Understandably. It's all good. All right, so drawing an arm. That's kind of hiding back there. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Let's draw some leg in here. It's kind of missing. There we go. Looks better. All right, Leo is done. Let's do some Donatello here. I like the curve of the face here a little bit, a little angle. And just a little under lip for Donnie, nothing crazy. Shell back here. And this. Something like that. You can get pretty crazy with the bandana flying in the wind if you want to do that. And let's go the straps. Do his sword here. I've been getting more colors in for the Shadow Sentry Origins that Clayton Barton did. I keep wanting to say Corey now that Corey's here, but Clayton's roughs that he did for me for the Shadow Sentry Origins Hopscotch book. Getting more colors. I posted 2 new pages of colors on the campaign page. Those are looking sweet. My colorist is Kevin Anthony DeCastro, and he does a great job on the colors. They look awesome. And so if you want to check those out, head to the campaign page. He's got, how many pages does he have left? He's getting down to the wire. He's not too many left now. But yeah, so I got to do my pages for the Commander Noble book, and then yeah, get the colors done on that, do lettering, send it over to Eric Weathers, and then all the pre-press, all that good stuff, and then done. Send it to the printer. Dun, dun, dun. And this probably won't use straight lines. I'll try not to use straight lines. I might draw it by hand if I'm going to ink it later on. Just look more rugged. I'm going to put his belt down this way so it's not going the same way as his Leo's swords here. And let me fill in this. So like I said, I'm probably going to shift the image over. What I could do is actually I could separate him from the background and just kind of manipulate them as I want. But this bounding border box thing I have is for comic book size, so I could just blow it up to 11 by 17, and yeah, it'll be the full size there. And then we shall ink. All right, so Donnie's leg, and he's kind of going to get lost back there, but that's okay. He's going to be in shadow. And actually, This should probably come out a little bit more, and then I'm going to put his leg back there somewhere. All right, so let's do this real quick. Let me get a pen that I don't care about. I got some like old microns, and I put a piece of tape on them so I know like they're old. So these are kind of like, if I don't care, I just need to put lines down real fast. I will grab those. And let's see. Keep it pretty similar. These are just quick lines. And this is just me kind of honestly eyeballing the perspective. It's not perfect, but just it's not a big deal, I don't think, on this one. Because you really don't see that much of it. It's just kind of like, oh, there's a ledge. Yeah, there's a ledge. So roughing it on this one, I don't mind. It's really not that much there. But this, let's see. When we come down here, so let's see. Does that work? Dun, dun, dun. It is pretty far off. Let's go a little bit less of an angle there. Let's go like that. I think that'll work. There. I think that works a little better. Because if this was straight, it'd still be off. But again, it would be in perspective. So again, ain't worried about it. And what I can do once I blow it up, if it looks funky, I could tweak it in Photoshop. So there we go. All right. Now for the buildings, this line is going right in line with his sai. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shift this whole thing over, and it would look better if it's going down here. Again, got to avoid those creepy tangents. And like, look, this building would be going right into his sai too. So we can move that over. We're going to drop that down here. And let's see. We're looking upwards, so the vanishing point would be above us, and so these buildings would be in perspective kind of like this. So depending, we're just going to drop a line in like this, something like that. And then too, it's not exactly in the same line with his bow staff. And let's go ahead and crop this. I want this to be over here. Something like that. Probably like this. It would be at the same line as this line over here. Or something similar. A little more, yeah. So something like that. Okay. And again, this is rough, but we want to make sure it looks decent. And then these lines over here would be, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. These would be at a bigger angle, kind of like this. So something like that. And then white out. We'll get rid of this. There we go. Let's get rid of this. Cool. Just so when I scan it in, I know what I'm looking at. I know what I want to ink and what I don't want to ink. All right, these guys, little building things. Dun, dun, dun. And then what I'll do is I'll make these three-dimensional when I ink it, but I'm not going to do that right now. Can I go with those things? Okay. Ready for him. All right, so we got that. This would be, yeah, it's pretty good. This would probably be like that. Okay. Since he's in the foreground, I'm going to go a little thicker on him. Let's go with my 3 again, but I'm going to use my bad 3, so I don't mess up my new one. Not mess it up, but just, it's like the more wear and tear you put on it, the less it's going to perform when you actually need it to ink a page or something, so. All right, goggles. There we go. Let's see here. So, if I want to draw some rips and shreds in there, I can kind of mess it up a bit. Let's do his sword real quick. Get that out of the way. I like to do the stuff in the foreground first, because if you're working on the background stuff, you can accidentally draw over your foreground stuff, which whiteout is good, but if you can avoid it, it's just a good plan. I like that big blocky handguard thing. Like that guy's art and the dude on the bike. Super cool. Thumb. Sword. Still keeping that perspective. It's kind of rough. I'm kind of doing a lot of details, but it might actually not even make it to the final because what I might do is put this hand into shadow, but then I'll leave these marks. I'll actually make white, so I'll kind of invert it, because if it's in the shadow there, I could just invert that, and that'll work cool. Then this is a padded arm thing, so draw that. Again, here, this is going to be probably in shadow. So these would be holding lines. And then let's see. This is the chain for his nunchucks. All right. Let's go back to his face. His mask is black, so I'm just gonna rough that in. Cool. I'm gonna go probably. So he's definitely gonna be in more detail. He's gonna get the full treatment. So I just got to figure out how I want to go about doing that as far as the shading goes. I think I'm just gonna go for it and see what happens. Can I get some cool looks? Just kind of going for it. But I was gonna say, I usually, again, because I like the cartoony look of the turtles, but I am gonna get a little more detail than I might otherwise get, and kind of around the mouth and stuff. Again, I like the totally not my style, but I like how, like, this face. I don't know if you can see, get in there. There's little marks on his mouth and stuff. Like, I dig it. I like that. Cool. It's like such a cool sword. And then let me see. Kevin Eastman cover. Bam. That's what's her name? I forget her name. Casey. Where is, let's see. Yeah, like kind of get more gritty and around the mouth and stuff. Kind of dig that. So I might kind of go a little more that direction. But it's a cool one. Sophie Campbell. It's pretty rad. Very cool. See, just a cool character, man. Like, how could you not want to draw after seeing this cool stuff? I like that. The nice, like, black and white going on there. That's rad. Lots of cool stuff. All right. Oh, and then, so what he's holding here is actually these things here. I don't know what they're called, but it kind of has like that handle. And later on in the book, he uses them. He's like shocking people with them. Let's see if I can find it. Yeah, there you go. This thing. Don't know what it is, but it's that's cool. But that's basically what I'm gonna draw there. Yup. Okay. Where was I? Let's go back to the 5. We're gonna draw this. And this is in the foreground, so honestly, when I ink it, I'm going to go thicker with the 8. And his leg is showing there. I'm like, ooh, some leg. Can I put some gear on that? Put a strap with something? Some turtle feet. There you go. It's turtle foot for you. And then fabric. This is probably going to be in shadow too, so not too concerned about that. All right. There. There. I will check the chat in a minute. It's been a bit. All right, so here's his. All right, and something else. He's just tucking the nunchucks under there. Something like that. But what I do want to do is make sure that these line up. They're a little off. And they would technically be in perspective, kind of. Like that. And then here's his jacket swooping through here. Let's have that cut off there. This would be shadow. And then the bow staff would be flying through. I'm going to, let's see. Boo, 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 boo. And then let's use this. Add a little bit of a curve to it. Not a whole lot, but just something. It'll look better that way. Make it look like it's popping out at you. And like I said, the line weight is kind of something I add kind of in the inking stage, but since I'm inking, I'm just going to, I know where the heavier blacks would be, so I'm just going to add them where I want them anyway. All right, so this, he's got like a glove thing on here. see, oops, like that, and then coming up through there. The one in the book has a lot of lines on it. I think I'm going to tone it down just a little bit. I'll draw some lines on it, but I'm not going to go as crazy. But something like that. In fact, that's probably too long. Something more like that. Okay, let's go back to the 3, wherever that went. And let's see. Get this stuff out of my way. Sorry if I was off camera there for a minute. I need to take a peek at the screen here. Let me, I'll do this and then we'll check the chat, see what's going on. What a miss. What are y'all talking about? If you guys like comedy, you should check out Nate Bargatze. If you guys haven't heard of him, he's good, man. He's good and clean. He hosted SNL on Friday night, I think. But check it out. It's on YouTube. You can watch it. His opening monologue and some of the skits he did. But we saw him live actually not too long ago. And he's funny. I'd recommend him. Why'd I bring that up? I don't know. If you like comedy, you want to watch some comedy? Because it's Friday. It's Friday. I guess it would have been Saturday because, you know, it being Saturday Night Live, which would make sense. Don't mind me. I'm dumb. But it was good. Just check it out. Okay. Let's check the chat. Put that right there. See what's going on. We won't cut Raph off. All right. Boom. This is the first thing I saw, so let's see. Thanks to your channel, I will be able to have my drawing request done. Or are you talking to Nighthawk? Be sure to subscribe to my channel to see the new video uploaded. I'm going back up here. Dun, dun, dun. Could you draw Captain America? Could you draw Captain America from Marvel Comics next Friday stream if you won't finish today? Next Friday, I will be doing this here. I'll be finishing this up and inking this. And yeah. So, no. I won't be able to do that next week for you. Let's see. What else? What else did I miss? Nighthawk and BB talking. I think that's it. Dun, dun, dun. Is it possible for me to ask you for a comic book strip too? Eric, what do you think of Shredder's design? The original? I love it. I love it a lot. I dig it. I actually did a Fan Art Friday drawing for Nighthawk, actually, of Shredder that turned out pretty sweet. Back, man, that would have been like the first season. Yeah, it holds up well, and I mean, because look, if you look at the movie, you see what they did in the movie. I mean, that's like, it's retarded. Like, I mean, it it's based off the same thing, but I mean, then you go and you look at the original Ninja Turtle movie, the 80s version, it holds up. I think it looks rad. Yeah, and then like the Super Shredder from number 2, super cool. Yeah, man. There's so much to love about the Ninja Turtles. So much. And I love, so back in the day when I was a kid, I had this sweet Ninja Turtle calendar. And sorry about that. I moved my mic. So hold on one second. I'll show you this one. So this one above my art table is actually one from the calendar. It's really dark. Hold on. There you go. The one that's signed by Kevin Eastman over here. Dun, dun, dun. This one right here. This was an image from that calendar. Maybe I should just take it off the wall. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Probably not with it just falling down on me. But anyway, so there's some cool Ninja Turtle posters. This one is by Eddie Nunez. This one, I think that's Simon Beasley. I think. And then this one, I forget this guy's name. I sat next to him at San Diego Comic-Con. So that was rad. I had to get that one. But anyway, this one's really cool. So there was a bunch of, artwork that was in this calendar that I had as a kid. And it was pretty much art like that. It was like painted. And I think, it was very like Simon Beasley-esque. So I wonder if he did the other one I like, but there's this one that's like ingrained in my head. That's like the turtles down in a sewer and they're fighting all these mousers and just like tearing them up. And I think April's in the background, but just like, such great artwork, such cool stuff, man. Anywho, yeah, man, I love that stuff. Such good memories, and it holds up. Yeah. So I think the Ninja Turtles will be around for quite some time. I hope they could do the movies a little bit better. Give it that good old Lucasfilm, miniatures and doing the actual guys in suits again. Like, come on, I know CGI is advanced and stuff, but give us something cool like that, man. Maybe I'm just partial because I grew up with that, but that's this kind of stuff I like. So, anywho, all right, rant over. Let's get back to drones. Finish this up here. Let's see if this will work now. This will look better with that light. Yeah, it looks a little better. All right, almost done. Okay, so I'm gonna pick this up, and then let's see. Take a look at his belt. Anything identifying marks on his belt that I need to include here? No, not really. No, not at all. Okay, so pouch. And I haven't seen the new cartoon either. And honestly, I don't really care for it. I don't think I want to see it. But I know they just made the new Ninja Turtle cartoon. But I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. I don't want to see April O'Neil as a black lady. I mean, why? Why would you do that? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. I mean, I know why, but I don't care. I don't want to see that. Right. So that. Okay. So I think that's it. I think I did that there. Put a few more marks, maybe some of that, but I mean, that's pretty much it. I might throw some shadow kind of maybe marks over here, just because. Kind of just like that. Shadows. This would be in shadow. And then some marks over here. Probably do something like that over here. And this will be black. Okay. And let me get rid of these lines because these don't belong. So there you go. That's as detailed as I get for my rough. Sign it. Boom. But that is the rough. And let me put in, let's see. Throw in some lines here. Wow. My 2 needs a change. My 2 needs a change. All right. So, yeah. I could technically put some windows over here if I wanted. Could do that. But do I want to? That is the question. So I could do windows. Windows would work too. Can't go wrong with a good window. And then another one down here, maybe. But let's move that over. Something like that. If I want to do windows. And then just, I got to make sure that this line carries through. So I'm trying to be more mindful of my perspective lines. So that way, because when I do go to ink, my first inclination is to ink the lines that are down. So to make sure that this is, it's not going to be perfect, but it's definitely going to be at least in line with the other line I drew. So while I'm at it, I'm just going to pick a line, make sure it's straight. Let's move this over. So I scoot this over. Actually, the best way to do this is I have so much crap on the top of my table, I can't really pinpoint a spot. Because your paper needs to be steady, so your paper should be taped down or something. You find a spot, you put a mark, and then off that point, you draw all your lines. And that one's pretty good. That one's pretty good. And then we come over here. Crap, see, my paper moved. So then this one, we're going to make nice and dark. Nice and dark. Okay, now over here, this one is the one I'm worried about. This one, because it's so far over. And then we're going to put an X. That's the right one. Dun, dun, dun. Crap, now I got to come back over here. Where's that line again? So now I'm off. Okay. But that's why it's called a rough. All right, so now I want to make sure that this line, is that right? Mm-hmm. All right, make sure that this line is good. And two, what makes it nice and easy is that when you get your 11 by 17 paper on the table, it makes the paper bigger, and then you got to find your vanishing point, which is going to be so much further out than all these other lines, and doing it smaller just makes it so much easier. So I'm trying to be better about my, it saves you a lot of time if you do it right the first time versus like, oh, I'll edit later. Nope. It's actually better if you do it now. Just gotta add that in there. And this one. Okay, so there's that. Okay. A little bit better. Then I got to check these lines too. But anyway, you get the idea. This is my rough. So next week, I'm going to scan this in the computer. I'm going to blow it up, and then I'm going to put it on 11 by 17, ready for inks. And then, so I'll convert it into blue lines, which actually I will make a video of that showing you that. I've done it before, but now at least I can, using StreamYard, I can show you the whole process. So I'll make a video of that. Like again, I said again, I'm going to do from start to finish. So you guys are going to see how it's all done. But I'll scan this in and I'll show you how I blow it up on another video. I'll print it out and we will ink next Friday. All right, y'all. If there are no more questions, let's see what's up with the chat. Dun, dun, dun.
I'm almost done.
Okay. Yep. Last question was Shredder's design. I love Shredder's design. I love the Ninja Turtles. I love it. So yeah. So looking at it on here, could be the angle of the camera, but it looks like I can make this leg bigger. But it could just be because, could be because of the angle of the camera. Could be. Dun dun dun. But if we look at it straight on, probably looks a little better. But yeah, so there you go. So I'll take another look at it. If I need to adjust stuff, I can do that in Photoshop, print it out, and then next week we will ink it. So there you go. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hope you enjoyed. And yeah, go check out my channel, subscribe, like, and share. I think that's it. So without further ado, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And yeah, look forward to being back here next week. Look out for Motivation Monday for a cool video, some awesome art, some awesome artist, and we'll check that out. But that is all for today. So I bid you all farewell and have a good one. And yeah, all right. Take care. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye.
How you like me now? Oh, how you like me now? How you like me now? How do you like me now? Now there was a time when you loved me so. I could do no wrong. And now you need to know, don't break. How you like me now? 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 How you like me now?
And you're sure you saw this?
Yes, I'm sure I saw this.
All right. Let's keep this quiet.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your loyalty, Pigeon Toady. Or should I say... Bye.